Oops, I forgot to plug the microphone in. Here we go. Let's see if this works. There we are. Come on in, folks. Let's get some talking done. Everybody come on down. There we got somebody. Yep. It's a little slow today. My phone's been acting up, so maybe because I took it apart last week. Who knows? Anyway, yes, I tend to do things like that occasionally. Tell me I can't do something, I'm going to hair-lip Jehovah to get it done. That's what we say in the South. And I got tickled this week. I heard some comments that Secretary Clinton made when she was in India a couple weeks ago. And I looked at Robert and I told him, I said, honey, if you ever tell me how to vote, you know I'm going to vote just the opposite of the way you want to tell me to vote. So he said, yeah, I already knew that. Anyway, so nobody's going to tell me how to vote. Not my son, not my brother, not my husband. I am my own woman, just like you're your own woman. So everybody, the vote is yours. You get to do what you want to do. Nobody can tell you in that voting booth how to vote. And I'm proud of each and every one of you for standing up for what you believe, whatever that is. If you believe it, then go for it. Because it's we women who can make a difference in this world. From cradle to grave. We can take care of our children. We can bring home the bacon. We can fry it up in a pan. That was a song when I was in high school. So don't let anybody tell you you can't make a difference, because you can. You really can. Getting the clutter out of my home helped me to step into public life and become a county commissioner and run for office. I got appointed one time and then I ran on my own accord and served 6 years in public service. Everybody should do it one time. And it doesn't take long to realize it's hard work. It's really hard work. Let's see. I don't know what Liz said there. I missed it. Anyway, thumbs up. My Susan is here. She's my sister. And today is her birthday. Happy birthday, Susan. Love you. Anyway, she was born on the Ides of March. And today's my nephew's birthday, too. Alexander, who does FlyLady Premium, it's his birthday. So happy birthday, Alex. And I am on my soapbox. I'm telling you, I've been awake since about 5:30 this morning, thinking about what I was going to do on the show today. And I'm sitting here as a perfect example. And I hate the word perfect, so don't get all bent out of shape, but because I do hate the word perfect. But I survived depression. My glasses are all smudged up. I survived depression, and if I can survive it, you can too. Now I can see. I survived it, and I'll never forget going into treatment for depression and how I was a zombie, except I didn't move the first time I got depressed. I had gone through my adopted father passing away, and this is how it happens. He left a huge debt that I had to pay off, and I didn't know how I was going to do that. And a farm to run, and not just a little farm, a 1,500-acre farm, and employees and all this stuff, and I had no clue how I was going to do any of this. There weren't any women farmers where I grew up, and I had to learn the hard way. And it's tough. It's really tough. Now, I knew something bad was wrong with me. I didn't know what it was, and I was blessed to have a friend who recognized the depression. And she said to me, and I live 2 hours from Memphis, and she said to me, I have a doctor's appointment. I need somebody to ride with me. Would you come with me? And I did. And when I got down there, her psychologist wanted me to take this little test. And I took this little test. And it pretty much said that I was depressed. And she wanted me to go directly to the hospital at that point in time, immediately. And I said, I can't. I have a family to take care of. I have a husband to take care of and a son, and I can't leave. And I drove 2 hours back home, and I told my husband at the time, Justin's father, that they wanted me to check into a treatment center. And he pretty much said, if you check into a treatment center, and I can laugh about it now, but I'm really thankful. But he said, if you check yourself in, don't bother coming home. If you check yourself into the loony bin, don't bother coming home. And there was one of those times. The sadness, the depression turned to anger. And I decided I was going to get well, just to prove him wrong. And success is the greatest revenge. Hey, brother, that's my brother-in-law, Jay. Success is the greatest revenge. I don't have to do anything to him to get back at him, but I just have to be who I am and find out who that's going to be. So I went into treatment for 10 days, and it was the best thing I ever did. And then when I got out, I went on some depression medication for about 6 weeks. But it was something. I don't do well on medication at all, but I had to take it to get things better. I really did. I had to take it. And then I decided I couldn't live that way anymore. I just couldn't. And so I set the tools in motion to leave my husband at the time. And it was not fun. It is not fun. But I had to save me. Because if I hadn't saved me back then, I wouldn't be here for you now. I had to grab that life raft. I had to grab the buoy and say, I want to live. I want to live, and I don't want to be a zombie. I want to do something with my life. And I did. And I have. And I will. And I haven't been depressed in a long, long time. And I think part of that comes from finding a wonderful husband who loves me and spoils me rotten and takes care of me. But here's the flip side of that. I love him, and I spoil him, and I take care of him too. So it's a reciprocal relationship. And that's one thing I want to discuss. A lot of times we don't see that there is a way to fix what's wrong. And sometimes it's just a matter of sitting down and discussing things like adults. A lot of people don't know how to discuss things anymore. But we can sit down and discuss things. Now, our husbands can't read our minds. And if you're sitting there thinking, like I thought, I just want to feel loved. if I just felt loved, then I would be okay. Well, that wasn't the case, because I couldn't make him love me. I couldn't do that. That wasn't in my control. But I could feel loved because I could love myself. I could love me for me. Not put myself down because I was overweight. I'm over that. I quit being mean to me. I started doing things for me, and things changed when I changed my attitude toward myself. I quit looking for love from people that can't give it to me. That's why FlyLady is all about finally loving yourself. And I know you don't believe me. I know you don't believe it at all. But when you start turning things around one little thing at a time, like drinking your water and eating correctly and taking your supplements and vitamins, these things can change your life if you will listen to your body. Now, I will never forget when I left Justin's dad, and I call him Justin's dad because he's still Justin's dad. I don't like to call him my ex-husband or by his name. He is still my son's father. He will always be my son's father. But I will never forget. I have a puppy come to visit, and I will never forget the first time. Now, this is going to sound really weird. I never had the cramps in my whole life, ever, until I left my son's father. And I woke up one morning cramping, just, with my periods and stuff, just cramping. And I had never recognized it before. And I soon realized that when you're in so much pain all the time that you don't even know when something is hurting you. You don't recognize that you're getting sick. You don't recognize that you're hurting in some form or fashion. You're immune to it because you're living on adrenaline. You're living on God's own painkillers. That adrenaline just stops everything from hurting. And when you slow down, you can recognize things that are going on in your own body. But you got to slow down to do that. If you're going 90 miles an hour, 18, 20 hours out of a day, not getting enough sleep, you're going to wear out. You're going to use up all your adrenaline, and you're not going to have it in you to do what you need to do when you need to do it. Please take some time. Sitting here watching me is good because you're slowing down just a little bit. Learn to take some deep breaths. This is the best thing I ever bought, was my little iWatch, because every few minutes it tells me to take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. Just slow down and breathe in and then let it out. I got notifications coming up. I want you to just slow down a little bit. I'm not telling you just to totally stop, but take some time every day just to recharge your batteries. And I'm not talking about at night. Maybe 15 minutes out of every hour, just kind of sit and breathe and slow things down. I watched a podcast from Scott Adams this morning, and he got up on the wrong side of the bed. And we do this to ourselves too. We get up on the wrong side of the bed and everything goes wrong all day long. I mean, you got to stop and settle yourself Sometimes you got to go back to bed and get up on the right side of the bed. Just figuratively do it. Well, literally do it. But don't stay in the bed, because that's one of the symptoms of being depressed is you want to sleep all the time. You just want to check out. And you don't need to do that. We need to face our problems and deal with them head on. Sometimes it's not as easy as others, but taking care of you is the first step. Now, that's why this month's habit is so important. This month's habit is getting dressed to lace up shoes. Now, I don't have on lace up shoes. I have on boots, but they zip up on my ankles, and I can't get them off. I have to bend over and unzip them and take them off. It's not easy to get them off. It's not easy. These shoes empower me. They keep me from making excuses. I had a phone call yesterday with a dear friend of mine who works in social services, and she had a client that was going to have had some problems, was going to get evicted, and she was going to make a home visit. And I said to her, first thing you do is look and see what the problem is. Is it trash piling up? What is it? And she says, yes, trash is an issue. And I said, I guarantee you she's not putting her shoes on. And she might have problems with her feet, so she doesn't have shoes that feel good on her feet. And you may need to get her some shoes that she can wear to take the trash out to the dumpster. That's all it was. Take the trash out to the dumpster. See, if we've got the least little thing hindering us from doing something, that's going to become our excuse. Well, I don't have my shoes on, and I don't feel like. You don't say this, but it's a snowball effect. I don't feel like taking the trash out because I've got to stop and put my shoes on. Well, if you get up first thing in the morning and you get dressed to lace up shoes immediately, wow. You have no excuses the rest of the day. You can take the dog out to potty, which I have to do. You can take the trash out. You can go get the mail out of the mailbox. You can go for a little walk. Imagine that. A little walk. That helps. Getting out in a sunbeam is more powerful than any medication you can take, any supplement you can take. Getting out into the sunshine is good for you. But the exercise is good for you too. It gets endorphins moving in your brain. Yes, we do have one up there, and it's ours. And we can make good decisions when we get enough rest, when we eat properly, when we drink our water, when we take breaks and don't push ourselves to the point of exhaustion. FlyLady is all about the 11 commandments. And if you haven't read those 11 commandments, I don't have them with me. I can't pull them up right now. I'll try to get them. Maybe Liz can post a link to them, to the 11 commandments. But they're all about taking care of you. Don't pull out more than you can put back in an hour. I mean, we're notorious for doing this. And then our house piles up around us and we wonder, what's going on? We try to, you can see what you've done all day by following your path of the stuff that didn't get done. You got to stop this. You got to stop making more mess for yourself. I mean, I got a new puppy, and I put all the toys in the toy box, and yes, I can probably train her to put the toys in the toy box, but her favorite thing to do is to dump the toy box out and play with all of them. Just flip them up in the air and do all kinds of things. I got to let go of that perfectionism. I'm working on a new book. And I sent a little note to my editor yesterday. She sent me 10 articles, 10 essays to edit. And I edited them really fast and sent them back to her. And she says, I can't believe you're this fast. And I said, when you let go of your perfectionism, you can get a lot of stuff done. You can get a whole lot of stuff done. Liz, post one at a time into the chat so we can discuss them. If you do that, it'll help trigger my memory. So let me tell you a funny thing that I learned last night. You know how we love purple rags. Purple rags are my favorite, and I like the purple color. Purple makes me happy. If we had red ones, I'd like that too. But we have purple. And I decided last night, and I may end up cutting them into 4 parts, but I don't know yet. But I took my makeup off with this, with just plain water, and my face felt so clean. I couldn't believe it. It just blew me away. And it took off skin that needed to be exfoliated, because I can't do mask or anything like that because I'm allergic to so much stuff. I just learned this, and we've had these things probably 12 years that we've been selling them. Old dogs can learn new tricks. I want you to take care of yourself. Getting dressed, let's see. Let me see the first one. What's the first one? Keep your sink clean and shiny. That is a powerful thing to do, because as Liz told me a while ago, she got up this morning and there was a dirty dish in her sink and she didn't like it. And I said, well, you need to brag on him, and I won't say who the him is, but brag on him for getting it to the sink, and then ask him not to do it again. Now, ask him to wash it up. She doesn't have a dishwasher, so she has to wash every dish, and she went to bed with all her dishes clean. But if he washed it up and laid it on a towel to dry, she'd be happy with that. Keep your sink clean and shiny. Okay, that makes us happy in the morning. That little bit of joy gets those endorphins going when you get something fun going on. Let's see, what's the next one? Get dressed every morning, even if you don't feel like it. A lot of times when we're depressed, we don't want to get dressed. We want to stay in our jammies all day. And every once in a while, if you feel really bad and you're having trouble getting out of bed, yeah, stay in your pajamas. But in the last 20 years, I've probably only done that one time, because I learned if I get up and get dressed, it's going to make me feel better. Even if I feel terrible, it's going to make me feel better. And put those lace-up shoes on. Let me see what the next one is. Do your morning and before bed routines. This gets the house maintenance. Do it every day. Do the same thing every morning so you don't have to think. For me, it's get up, make the bed, go to the bathroom, swish and swipe, get dressed while I'm in the bathroom. I don't take a shower in the morning. I take a bath at night because I got to have my me time in the bathtub. And just enjoy that time by myself in the tub. Sometimes I light candles. Sometimes I get some bubbles going. But it's me time. And do these routines. Lay out your clothes for tomorrow so that you don't have to think in the morning. It's hard to think when you hadn't had your coffee yet. I'll be honest with you. I like my coffee. I gave up coffee for Lent a few years ago. And it was the worst thing I ever did. But not because I needed the coffee. It's because I needed the love and affection that brought the coffee to me, Robert. So he would either make the coffee for me before he left for work, or he would make it for me while we were home. And so I missed that, thanks honey, that sort of thing more than anything else. Now, let's see what the next one is. Don't allow yourself to get sidetracked by your computer or your phone. Probably need to update that. But don't be a zombie to that device. That device is for your convenience, not to keep you locked inside of it, away from your home. I set up notifications on things. We're working on building our Twitter page, getting more people involved with Twitter, because if you don't like getting emails, maybe we can help you in another way. So go sign up with Twitter, because we can't get through to you on Facebook. We all know you get lost in the news feed. It's terrible. But if you're on Twitter, you sign up to get notifications on your phone, if Liz or I send out a little tweet that says, "Do you have your shoes on?" You know I'm talking to you. And guess what? You'll go put your shoes on. It really will happen this way. So don't get sidetracked by your phone unless it's helping you. And then it only takes 10 seconds to read the tweet, and you go do what it says to do. And our app does that too. If we've got reminders on our app that come through every hour to tell you different things to do and to remind you to reboot the laundry and have you eaten breakfast. And these are all things about taking care of you. Let's see. Pick up after yourself. If you get it out, put it away. That's our problem. We don't pick up after ourselves. I just got a tweet in. Do you have on your lace-up shoes? I love it. I absolutely love it. If you pick up after yourself, if you get something out, like the other day I had to wrap a baby gift before we went to dinner. I was going to drop it off on the way to dinner. I was going to let the person at the restaurant take it to my friend who just had a baby. And I had to wrap her gift. Well, I got out my gift wrapping stuff. It's in a bin over in that closet. And I got it out. But did I leave it out? No. I wrapped the present. I put everything back in the bin and put it back in the closet. So I didn't make more mess for myself. Do you understand this? Pick up after yourself. That's why I like to go to bed with the dog toys in a box. I don't run the risk of stepping on a squeaky toy in the middle of the night and scaring the bejesus out of me. It's for my own protection that I do this. I pick up my hot spots. I put the pillows on the couch. This is part of my before bed routine. I make sure the dishwasher is emptied, the sink is shining, the stove is wiped down, and I'm going to get up in the morning and my house is going to look good. And while the coffee's brewing, I'll run the dust mop. Sometimes I just mop, wet, right off the bat, no sweeping. That's why I like our FlyLady mop. Let's see what's next. Don't try to do 2 projects at once, one job at a time. Let me tell you, we think we are the queen of multitaskers. No, we're the queen of getting sidetracked. You can't do 2 things at once. This is why men only think linearly. Let me get that word right. In a line. Men can do 1 thing at a time. Women think they can do 10 things at a time. Well, it doesn't really work because it slows you down. If you'll set your timer and do 1 thing at a time, even if it's for 5 minutes or 2 minutes, take a 2-minute challenge and do 2 minutes on 1 thing, not try to do 2 things at once, and you'll be so surprised at how fast you can get everything done. Because we can follow ourselves through the house with what we've been sidetracked all day long with. Let's see what else we got here. Liz is putting them in for me and I'm trying to find them. Don't pull out more than you can put back in 1 hour. Now, this is one of the most amazing commandments because it's our perfectionism that causes us to pull everything out of the closet and pile it on the bed. We want to see that empty closet. Do you hear me? That's what we want, that empty closet. Well, guess what? That empty closet is going to get all that junk thrown back in it because you've overwhelmed yourself. Happens in the refrigerator. It happens in our linen closets. It happens everywhere in our homes when we allow ourselves to pull out more than we can put back in an hour. I like to precisely pluck things out of the shelves. Go in and grab 5 books you need to get rid of. Go in and grab something you haven't used, clothes you haven't worn in forever. You precisely pluck them out and put them into a giveaway box and take it to the car. That's all you got to do. And you'll be surprised that closet is going to start looking better and better if you're consistent at doing it every day. And you're not going to get overwhelmed like you would if you pulled it. The saddest email I ever got was a lady who took every book off her bookcase to dust her books. Well, guess what? The books don't get dusty underneath. They're dusty on top. And you can take 3 out at a time, go outside and dust them. You can take 3 out at a time and go outside and blow them or spray them with canned air. You don't have to pull them all out. You can rearrange books with them on the shelves. Robert does that a lot. I did it the other day, trying to get certain books together. Don't pull out more than you can put back in an hour. That is a cardinal rule. Okay, let's see what we got next. Do something for yourself every day, maybe even every morning and every night. Because when you do something kind for yourself, like sitting and reading a book. When's the last time you read a novel and you were able to sit and read for 15 minutes and not binge read the book all night? I know, because I've done it. I read The Green Mile in a day. I didn't do anything else. You got to learn to pace yourself. So read some in the morning, read some at night. Make it be a reward. Spend time on Facebook as a reward. I mean, I put my icon on the second page on my phone, so I'm not looking at Facebook notifications all day long. And in the evening, I'll check Facebook, my personal Facebook page. It's my reward for me. I keep up with people, and we have our FlyLady Facebook page. Liz watches it during the day. That's her job. And I post things over there. But right now I'm working really hard on this next book for all of you. And I think you're going to love it. I think you are going to love this book. I'm so excited. Okay, next one. There we go. Work as fast as you can to get the job done. This will give you more time to play later. When you drag out something you're doing, all you're doing is making it hard on yourself. Now listen to me. When you know your kitchen needs to be cleaned, if you just go sit down and watch TV for a while and then go back into the kitchen, it's going to take forever to get that kitchen clean. But if you'll focus on it, set your timer, and try to race that timer to get it. Now, don't be fast, super speed fast, where you have accidents and you drop things on your foot. Ask me how I know that. I dropped, and I wasn't being speedy fast, but I dropped a can of soup on the top of my foot the other day. And I was thankful to have on my boots because they protected the top of my foot, but it's still been sore. Don't get in a hurry, but go slow and steady to get things done. And it's when we rush around that we have accidents. So let's be consistent with it, but don't hurt yourself in the process, because we want to be able to play and have fun. And if you fall and you break an arm or hurt your foot, you're not able to get out and play. Let's see, number 10, where is it? Oh, smile. Yeah. Smile even when you don't feel like it. It's contagious. It really is. You'll get the whole house smiling if you smile. Make up your mind to be happy, and you will be happy. Just like Scott Adams said this morning. I woke up in a bad mood. I woke up on the wrong side of the bed. We can decide to change that. just by thinking happy stuff. And, Pam and Peggy many years ago taught us about the happiness file. Put together a little playlist that's happy music. Put together a little box of things that make you smile. I got the most amazing thank you note this morning that's going to go in my happiness file. And it was a picture of a beautiful rose that someone had painted for me. And that beautiful rose is going to become part of my happiness file now. So put together those things that you love. Pam and Peggy weren't wrong about this idea of putting together this happiness file. When you feel bad, pull out your happiness file and look at it. Maybe it's a folder on your phone with happy pictures. Maybe it's a bunch of video. You got a video folder that you like. Find this happiness file and use it to start laughing. If you don't have one, put together some DVDs that are make you laugh. The funniest, for anybody who is suffering with a diagnosis of cancer, and please keep my sister and her boyfriend in your thoughts and prayers. My sister Leanne, her significant other Murray is in his last stages of pancreatic cancer. So please lift him up and lift her up, because it's really hard. But watch funny videos, America's Funniest Home Videos. You can get all the pets videos, and you just sit and laugh. And laughing is good for you. Laughing is so good for you if you'll do it. If you'll do it. You gotta laugh. And smiling is the precursor to laughter. And just go find some baby laughing videos, Baby giggles are the best to lift your spirit. And number 11, what is number 11? 11. Don't forget to laugh every day. Pamper yourself, you deserve it. That says it all. You gotta laugh. Even if you're laughing at yourself. I get tickled at me. And I just start laughing. I haven't been depressed in 20 years because I have learned to laugh. And laugh hard. Belly laugh. It's good for you. It's amazing what a little laughter can do for you. You got to learn to take care of yourself. Your husband doesn't know how to take care of you. He really doesn't, unless you tell him. You got to tell him. Now, I'm working on setting up a section on our website that's going to have all our videos. I'm going to call it FlyLady Live. You can still get to them at the bottom of our website and on our YouTube page, but I want to set up a blog so that I can talk, so that people just scrolling through our website can see that I do a live show every week. And I just want to reach through the phone and say, you can do this. If I did it, anybody can. They really can. You can come out of the depression, but you got to get rid of the clutter. Because that's holding you back. You've got to set up routines. You've got to get up and get dressed to lace up shoes. You've got to start filling your body with good food. Read mine and Leanne's book, Body Clutter. You can do this. If I did it, anybody can. Well, that's the 11 Commandments. I didn't know I was going there, but it fit really well today with depression, because that's how we get out of it. You may need medication. You need to go talk to your doctor. But getting out in the sunshine doesn't take a doctor's prescription. It really doesn't. Get your vitamin levels checked. Get your D levels checked. Your iron levels checked. A lot of people are anemic and don't even know it. So get your iron levels checked. Get your sugar checked. Take care of yourself. You deserve to feel good. You really do. I don't want you having all these aches and pains. That adrenaline that you've been living on has covered a lot of this stuff up. And as your house starts to get clean, you may find that you're feeling more things, which is a good thing. So when you start getting a sinus infection, you'll know it. And you know who I'm talking to. Yes, Liz. She got a sinus infection this week, had to go to the doctor because she didn't feel it coming on. She was too busy working with the babies, taking care of the family to slow down and take care of herself. Little nose spray, calling the doctor up, taking time to go to the doctor. We don't do that until we're really sick. We can head things off at the pass. We really can if we will listen to our bodies. I mean, I have got a little thumb issue. That little thumb issue is from scrolling on my phone. So I've moved my phone to the other side of my chair so that I'll be scrolling with this phone for a while to let this one rest. And then the inflammation will go away. It's done it before. Let's see. I'm trying to get to the bottom of all the comments. Let's see. Yes, we need to listen to it. Liz is I gave her away. Well, y'all, this has been good. We're trying to put up a lot of little videos, reminders for you. What's for dinner? This is going to relieve a lot of stress off your life if you know what's for dinner. Right now, it's not even 3 o'clock on the East Coast. Start thinking about what you're going to cook. I don't know what I'm going to cook today, but I'm pretty sure I can whip something up pretty fast. That's all it takes is getting your menu plan out, looking what's there, and doing it. And that's going to relieve stress. It's also going to put good food in your body. And you're going to have a happy family. One of my essays yesterday was how to change the mood in your family. Bake cookies. Isn't that funny? The smell of cookies makes everybody happy. Oh, that sounds good. Turkey, meatballs, and pasta. That really does sound good. Because I got some meatballs I made in the freezer. I can pull those out right quick. Sync Reflections is still the Bible of all of it. It is still the Bible. The FlyLady app is not free, but it's pretty inexpensive. It's less than a cup of coffee a month. And follow the link on our homepage to it and do exactly what it says if you want to sign up. Cookies make us happy. They shouldn't, but they do. So you're all posting wonderful things for dinner. So this is good. I think it helps us all to see this. And Liz makes this post every day on our website and on Twitter. So go sign up for Twitter. It's twitter.com/TheFlyLady is the one that we're doing all the tweets on. It's just, I wouldn't be here today if I hadn't conquered depression. And conquering that depression helped me to help you. And conquering your depression is going to help you to help somebody else. Your life can change with just getting up and getting dressed to shoes. If you just practice that one thing. And it's everything. Yes, the FlyLady Plus app is free. It has our morning musing, the Ask FlyLady question, Testify. It has a few things on there. Please, if you're depressed and you feel yourself sinking, I mean, it is a sinking feeling, go see your doctor. Go see your doctor. But follow some of my prescriptions too, because my prescriptions don't cost anything. Get up and get dressed to lace up shoes. Go shine your sink. That's going to make you feel so good in the morning. This can happen in your life. It really can. If you'll just get started. Thank you for liking my red shirt. This is one of my eBay specials. I can't find clothes I like at the stores. I don't even look anymore. I just shop eBay. And I think this was new with tags. And it's a style that I like. I love leopard. I can't wear a lot of leopard, but I like little trimmings of leopard. I had my jacket on, which has a leopard hood on it a while ago because I was a little cold. I think I'll put it back on. But join us on Twitter, and that way you're going to get a notification when we do a live Facebook, because you don't get it on your phone with Facebook because they make us want to pay. They make us to have to pay for things to get your attention. I love leopard. Anyway, y'all have a good day. And that, wearing red, that's another thing. Find what your best color is, because when you know what your color is, when you put that color on, you feel like $1,000,000. Only keep clothes in your closet that make you feel like $1,000,000. And that way, when you put things on, you're going to feel good. You're going to feel wonderful. So get your clothes that you love, that you feel good in. Get rid of those things that you don't feel good in. As you declutter, only surround yourself with things that you love, that put a smile on your face. I love you all. You can get through this. I promise you can. Oh, tomorrow is date night. Friday is always date night. And I want you to think about some things. Marriage is not a 50-50 proposition. It is not a 50-50 proposition. I've written an essay about this. I've talked about it many times. The main thing you have to remember, you have to be giving your all to the marriage. He is not going to fill you up. You are not going to fill him up. It's not his job. It's not your job. But you have to be a whole person on your own. 100%. You give 100%. Because when you're giving your 100%, he probably is only thinking you're giving 50. So that's good if that's what he thinks. If he's giving his 100%, you're probably only thinking he's doing about 50. So if you're both doing 100%, you can get to a nice middle ground there. But you got to give it your all. You can't just half do it, because the kids are going to get grown, and before you know it, you're going to be in the house with a person you don't even know. So, 100%. Give 100%. Now, men have a different language. And if you haven't read Women Are From, I don't know, y'all know the name of the book. Men Are From Mars and Women Are From Venus, I think. Read that book. There's different love languages. Go look at videos by Mark Gungor, I think is his name. Pull up his videos. He tells you how the brains work. A men's brain and a woman's brain. And he has them on stage with him. You can see there's two brains sitting on pedestals. Go look at that. Those videos will change everything. He can't fill your cup up. You have to fill your own cup up. And when your cup is full, as the Bible said, when your cup is overflowing, you're able to do things for others. But it starts with the FlyLady system of taking care of you. You have to build your own self up. You can't wait for somebody else to do that, or you're going to be dead. You're going to be so depressed you can't function. You have to take care of you. And then your marriage is going to grow and get stronger because you're taking care of you. Unless, of course, somebody wants you pushed down, beat down. And then you probably don't need to be there. But pray hard about it. You can do this. I did it. You can do it. I love you all, and I will see you next week, if not sooner. Who knows? Justin and I got a plan for some videos we want to make. And life is good when you put a smile on your face and you build yourself. It's not selfish, y'all, to love yourself. It is not selfish. It's what the Bible teaches, to love your neighbor as yourself. If you don't love yourself, you can't love others. So take care of you. And then you're going to find all the love you need. We're so good at being a martyr. Here I am on my soapbox again. We are so good at taking care of everybody else and forgetting about us. But when you take care of you, when you're on an airplane and it's the flight attendant says, put your oxygen mask on first before you help anybody else. Put yours on first. It's the same way at home. You have to take care of you before you can take care of anybody else. You might have to listen to this video again. I expect to have 40,000 views on this because I want to beat this into your head in a loving way. Knock, knock. Listen to me. I can help you. You got to reach out and take my hand. It'll work, I promise. See you next week. I'm going to start crying.